battle that way, which I think would be interesting. Perhaps, though, that wouldn't ultimately work because the investment is very expensive. Looks like Anytime is trying to come in here for a bit of a harass with his Dragoons. Being on the high ground, they don't take too much damage from those tanks and vultures. I think it might behoove Skyhigh here to try to seize control over these high grounds. Never a good idea to not have the high ground as Terran. I mean, it's always a good idea to seize the high ground as Terran in general because of all their range units. At least in my opinion. Although I guess on the other hand, since Protoss have a lot of melee units which can charge up ramps, sort of neglects the damage. So actually, now that I think about it, it makes more sense for the Protoss to seize high ground so that their Dragoons, for instance, take less damage from the tanks. Tanks can miss. The splash damage still applies, but you know, not taking the direct hit is always nice. At least chance to miss, rather. Looks like here Skyhigh still stuck in a defensive position. He's starting to build Goliaths now. This is what I mean. It might be interesting to posture to get carriers and then force the Protoss, force the Terran player to get a few extra Goliaths, but basing this on the fact that 3 starports are stargates are blinking. Surely Anytime has committed rather heavily to carriers. He's also got quite a few zealots, which suggests that he's spent all his gas on the carriers. We'll see though. He's got the Soul Arbiter. That Arbiter can prove decisive in a pitched battle, stasising a nice clump of tanks, or even a few Goliaths might be exactly what he needs to do to secure himself enough of an advantage. Looks like 3 carriers out for Anytime. He needs to start building some interceptors. Anytime also putting down another expansion, but so is Skyhigh. Both players mirroring each other in expansion timing. It looks like Skyhigh deciding to push out. Anytime might be going for an attack here. Skyhigh's got a good chunk of his tank siege. Nice stasis coming in from Anytime, getting 4 tanks. Unfortunately, second good stasis. Unfortunately, those stasis tanks sort of blocked the way for a good deal of the rest of the tanks. So Anytime not really accomplishing too much, not able to inflict critical damage. Also, a lot of zealots in that attack too. Unfortunately for him, he needs to respond with either zealot bombs or storms, or mobilize his carriers at this point. And carriers really need to be upgraded to be effective, both armor and attack against Terran mech. 3-3 mech, very scary. Those Goliaths rip down air like nobody's business. Anytime in some trouble here, Skyhigh, I think, senses weakness, and he wants to attack before carriers reach a critical mass, do some damage. Anytime, unfortunately, with his earlier attack, merely delaying Skyhigh, not really doing too much damage to the mech army. Skyhigh looks like he's going to attack the 3 o'clock base here and try to stop mining from that position or destroy it outright. If he can get siege position over the cliff, he's going to be able to destroy that expansion and all the probes. I do not think Anytime wants that to happen. Unfortunately, Skyhigh's managed to siege up all his tanks. He's got all sorts of vultures and Goliaths to block. These Dragoons are going to do nothing against the tanks. A good storm going down here. Second good storm catching Science Vessel even. But there are so many tanks here for Skyhigh. These Templar need a storm. I imagine they got more storm. I only saw like 2 storms from 3 Templar. Surely they've got more than that. But anyway, it looks like Anytime has elected to morph his Templar. But critically, Anytime's carriers now managed to ward off Skyhigh's forces. Anytime taking the field in that battle, his ground army has pretty much been destroyed at this point. However, Anytime has 4 carriers. I don't think 4 carriers is enough to really do any sort of critical damage. He's going to try regardless and go for this 6 o'clock base, but I imagine Skyhigh has at least a dozen Goliaths, if not more, going to that position to reinforce. Skyhigh responding with an attack at the 1 o'clock base. Yes, Goliaths coming in for Skyhigh, warding off these carriers. One of the carriers already in the red. I think one carrier might have even got picked off there. That would be a disaster for Anytime, and just careless micro, really. You shouldn't get a carrier picked off by 6 Goliaths. Nice little Dark Templar coming in for Anytime at the 11 o'clock, going to kill that attacking tank. Anytime also responding with ground assault at the 6 o'clock position. These ground forces can do well. Unfortunately, Zealots and Archons is not the best against Vultures. They are pretty good against Goliaths. There are a few more Dragoons here. Looks like Anytime might be using them. Ooh, Anytime needs to micro those carriers out. He cannot allow the carriers to get picked away at these Goliaths. What is Anytime doing? He's already lost one carrier, and the second carrier is getting damaged. Anytime losing 2 carriers already. Fairly carelessly, he might lose a third one. There's no reason for him to lose these carriers. Anytime is managing to attack nicely at the 6 o'clock base and doing quite a bit of damage to the SCVs. He's also got from forces to take down 2 new expansion by Skyhigh at the 5 o'clock and the natural of the 5 o'clock. Anytime rallying additional forces in here. Pitch battle here at the 6 o'clock. Absolute back and forth seesaw battle here. Skyhigh looks like he's actually in some serious trouble. He's only got Vultures against these Dragoons. These Vultures are going to do nothing against Dragoons, despite Anytime's rather lackluster carrier micro this game. Anytime just with a good mix of units barreling down. Superior army composition, I have to say, this game. And Skyhigh forced to lift his command center and might be forced to cancel it. At this point, Skyhigh is in some trouble. He's lost all his command centers. Basically in the eastern portion of the map. Skyhigh should be able to hold out with these Goliaths and the Vultures on top of this ramp here. I don't think Anytime should press the attack through this minefield. That's not going to go well. Pick off the command center though. So yes, Anytime managing to pick off the command center. There are quite a few more carriers. Anytime being very mind dragging all those Goliaths. Anytime being very good with sending 1 or 2 Protoss units to cause havoc. In fact, to cause the complete destruction of these bases that Skyhigh has set up, and to defend his expansions from attack. Like 1 Dark Templar took down the tanks attacking the 11 o'clock position. Anytime rallying additional ground forces, he hasn't committed too fully to air, just using a few carriers as support for his ground forces. They're barreling down on Skyhigh's expansion at the inside 7 o'clock, and looks like Skyhigh's losing all sorts of SCVs. Command center goes down, and I think this is GG for Skyhigh. Anytime with relentless attack, and Anytime proving that he's still got it. Skyhigh here looking rather despondent. Anytime looking like the champion that he is. GG coming from Skyhigh. Excellent, excellent work here by Anytime. A rather excellent, excellent play by Anytime, the champion. And I must clarify, in the heat of the moment, I mistakenly called the winner Anytime Skyhigh. Despondent is obviously not the correct word to describe him, although he did look happy. I would describe that more as a neutral expression. Oh, there's Jaedong, by the way. Anyway, excellent play from Anytime, beating Skyhigh. Going on to set 3.
위치가 앞으로 더욱더 단단해질 것 같다라는 이런 느낌이 좀 들고요. 되게 어정쩡해질 수 있었거든요. 안마랑 멀티를 빨리 먹기는 했습니다만은 게이트웨이 2개에서 멈추면서 닥템블러 쓰고 그다음에 아비터까지 뽑아가고 멀티도 먹고 그 와중에 캐리어까지 섞어가지고 한방병력 조합을 만드는 가운데 하이템블러까지 조합을 해서 상대방의 병력을 상대를 해야 된다라는 거. 분명히 완벽한 그림을 갖추는 단계가 너무나도 많기 때문에 그 단계 사이에서 한 번이라도 견제가 안 통한다거나 한 번이라도 견제를 받으면 그거를 와르르 무너질 수 있는 이런 체제인데, 그 운영의 도미노를 한 번도 이제 뭐 좀 잘못 놓지 않고, 그렇죠. 예, 한 번에 그냥 상대방을 이제 몰아붙일 수 있는 이런 상태의 그림까지 만든다라는 게 굉장한 내공이 필요한데, 그런 운영을 오영종 선수가 가장 잘하는 것 같습니다.
그렇죠. 이 전략을 완성시키기 위해서는 완벽함이 필요한데 뭐 하나 사소한 실수 없이 오영종 선수 완벽하게 지금 마무리 지었습니다.
병력 그 배합의 황금비율 질러 어느 정도 그 드라군 이후에 템플로 넘어가는 그 시간, 아비터 한기 그 이후에 캐리어,
그렇죠.
이런 조합과 그 황금비율,
요리사
이런 걸 오영 선수가 완벽하게 하기 때문에 완벽한 레시피가 나오는 겁니다.
네, 저희 완벽한 맛.
적절한 치고 빠지기, 이런 게 있어야 돼요. 조금 더 스테이시스 필드 2방 잘 걸었으니까 앞선 탱크 조금 더 줄여야지 하고 드라군 여기서 왕창 죽어버렸으면은 드라군을 다시 뽑아야 되기 때문에 이 타이밍에 하이템플러가 안 나옵니다. 근데 적당하게 치고 빠지고 아비터는 하나 하나가 죽기는 했습니다만은 아비터의 빈자리는 캐리어로 채우고 드라군을 살려 나오면서 질럿과 하이템플러 위주로 한번 찍어서 셋 쪽을 노리는 상대방의 탱크 병력을 왕창 잡아먹는 이런 경기 운영.
네. 이 조병선 선수가 좀 업그레이드 하고 좀 병력 가축이 좀 올라오는데.
센터에서 조명 선수가 한번 승리를 거뒀을 때 바로 그 상태에서 오른쪽으로 이동을 좀 했었어야 되는데 오영 선수의 드라곤이 상당히 많이 살았거든요.
탱크가 뭉쳐있었는데 스톰이 그냥 내려오네요.
이런 시간을 주게 된 거예요. 템플러가 스톰을 쓰게 되는 그 시간, 캐리어가 2기나 더 나오는 그 시간을 오영조 선수가 상대방에 벌 수 있었던 겁니다.
네, 이 번개가 내리꽂고 탱크들이 지금 초토화되다 보니까 이 비율, 조병선 선수의 이 밸런스가 깨졌어요.
예, 적당하게 결국 이제 그 캐리어는 살아남고 그다음에 드라군도 살아남고 멀티가 안 깨졌기 때문에 그 이후에는 어떤 쪽으로 힘을 줘도 테란 입장에서는 어려울 수밖에 없는 이런 상태가 만들어진 겁니다. 굉장히 좀 다루기 힘든 유닛 조합을 바탕으로 경기 플레이를 했습니다만
네.
워낙 내공이 높다 보니까 너무나도 잘 다루는 이런 모습을 보여주네요.
그렇죠. 지금 힘든 상황에서 지금 오영준 선수 추격해서 자 1대1을 만들어줬습니다. 자 이제 세 번째 경기부터 시작이거든요. 이